more than ever, and your health and safety is our highest priority. Learn more at target.com/a bullseye-view.
New Dunkin' Refreshers. Vibrant fruit flavors like strawberry, dragon fruit, and peach passion fruit. B vitamins and energy from green tea. All under 200 calories. Order ahead via the Dunkin' app for a contactless way to order, pay, and pick up in the drive-thru. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Amazon is hiring near you. Earn a competitive wage and start as soon as 7 days. No resume or experience required. Health and safety are a top priority with all of Amazon's roles and sites. Amazon is taking precautions in their buildings to keep people healthy. Go to amazon.com/apply. That's amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, Shelly Show Williams, Philly's Oprah, host and executive producer of Single on a Saturday Night. And guess what? I've teamed up with DJ Kid Disco. He is the king of the podcast, and we have Zoom Your Podcast Masterclass. Have you ever wanted to start a podcast? Learn how to be a Zoom professional, throw a virtual party? Now is the perfect time to learn all about it in Zoom Your Podcast. Go to ShellyShowWilliams.com or go to Instagram at ShellyShowWilliams or at DJ Kid Disco. DM us. Find out more information. This class is a must-take class. Hey everybody, it's Shelly Show Williams, Philly's Oprah, executive producer of Urban Expressions, Single on a Saturday Night, but I am a business, social media, and media coach. And if you're looking to show up on social media with a purpose, I have a course for you. Have you been struggling as an entrepreneur trying to figure out how to get people to engage, how to get people to buy, how to get people just to see you on social media? I have just the course for you. Please go to ShellyShowWilliams.com to find out more.
WGFB-FM Radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
Yo, what's good? This is Tracy Lee, and you already know I gets down with the get down, man. Grown Folks Radio all day.
Hi, everybody. This is Cinda Williams, and I am the co-host of the Melanated Morning Show and the host of the PPC Radio Show. And you are listening to Grown Folks Radio. The
Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams.
I wish y'all could see her. She's over here nodding her head and everything. Cece's having a good old time over there. She's over there nodding her head and come on, this is good stuff, y'all.
That's okay.
No, I just think that was a really, really dumb move on her parents' part. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you know what? And I've had a few really horrible experiences with movies where they either disrespected my performance, or I got treated like crap, or one time I even did a movie where they did a complete voice dub over of my voice, saying my voice wasn't high enough and didn't get my permission.
whoa, back up. It wasn't high enough?
Yeah, they said I was playing an FBI agent, and they said my voice was too high to be an FBI agent. So they had a voice actors come in and dub my performance, and it was horrible. It didn't match. Oh, completely. But nothing compares to having been in a film where, from what everyone tells me, is one of the best performances I've ever had. And the child that claims writing credit for it. She didn't write that mess. She may have come up with the story, and she was the producer on it, her and her family. And babe, she decided it wasn't her vision, and she threw the movie away. None of us had a say. Other people involved with this movie, big names, and the adults. And the child decided she didn't want to do this no more. She didn't like it. It wasn't her vision. She wants to reshoot her vision. And her parents let her do that. Well, her parents think she does, and her parents lick her behind. And so now something that I did is thrown away. That will make you feel humble, man. That will humble you and show you how powerless you are unless you're doing stuff yourself. That's what it did for me. It confirmed for me that unless I know the people I'm working with and I just absolutely love it and I can tell that the professionalism is a certain level, I refuse to do any more garbage. I'm not going to do nothing else that's not worthy of what I can do. I'm not going to do it.
Guess what, y'all? I think she's talking about DJ Kid Disco. I think. Because we have this report, I can send her crap, and she's like, okay, you didn't listen again.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm talking about.
Pay attention, Negro, please.
That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
just ruining her. That might have been her. Listen, parents. That was a bad move.
That was a really bad move because you know what? I'm talking about it because I'm not going to mention any names because I don't do that kind of mess. But I'm telling you,
mention no names. We can talk about the situation.
You know, I'm telling you, other people involved with this project, I don't know if she's going to be so fortunate. You know, I really don't. I don't know if she's going to be so fortunate because we didn't sign any kind of paperwork saying we couldn't talk about nothing. So I have a feeling that she's garnering a really horrible reputation, and she ain't even 18 yet.
Damn, you're going to get blackballed from the business before you even got started.
Exactly. And her parents, and this is no one but her parents' fault. It's her parents' fault because they're not being parents. They're not being parents. You know?
Listen. I'm gonna just say this. Are you crying?
No.
Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
I'm such an asshole.
Yes, you are.
But at least wait a minute, CC, at least I embrace it.
That's okay.
No, I just think that was a really, really dumb move on her parents' part. Like,
yeah, I mean, you know what? When I was doing the film, it was hard enough because, you know, I believe in support and encouragement and praise of your children. I really do. But you cannot stop being parents when your child is wrong. When your child is, the character that they're displaying is horrible. You have to parent. You have to guide. I'm not talking about a smackdown. I mean, that's not necessarily that's not what I'm talking about. But when your child is wrong, you have to correct them, or you are not loving them. You are not treating them the way they need to be treated. You know, I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand it. And this is Black people, okay? We may be too busy sometimes to parent. We may be out working 2-3 jobs, you know, 70 hours a week, but we pay enough attention to correct our children when necessary. But when you run around after your kid, they can do no wrong. You never correct them. You let them run the show. That is not love. I don't know what that is. That's not love. Because you are setting them up for failure. That child's career is over before it starts. All because her parents would not say no.
And her name is going to be Mud.
Mud.
If it's not already, her name is Mud.
She not only did that to the actors involved, the director, one of the producers, she did it to her publicist, who had been pushing this thing for a year, pushing her for a year. She screwed up. A publicist she gonna do this to? If anybody can ruin you, it's a publicist.
Really? I didn't know that.
Oh, heck yeah. They're in charge of advertising.
Make or break you in this business.
They can. They sure can. They sure can. They talk to each other. You know what I mean? They talk to each other. And I don't think this publicist is like that at all. But I know that she made this woman look like Boo Boo the Fool with big people. You know?
Never get a job nowhere. Maybe when she's about 18.
They'll forget her.
They're going to say, all right, you still down with your parents? Well, no, I'm grown. Okay, now we can do it. Because, you know.
That's the thing, though. It wasn't her. It was their parents' decision to let her do this. But she did this. She did this. They gave her the power to make this decision.
Well, see that? Yeah, that's the bad part. Because kids don't know. They think they know, but they really don't know. And at 14, come on.
Yeah.
You just learn how to make your own breakfast. Like, come on.
Exactly. I wish her well, because she's one of those precocious, aggressive children that get things done, and I really respect that about her. But she's not a nice person. She's an egomaniac. Way too soon.
At 14?
Oh, an egomaniac.
How do you have an ego at 14?
When everybody around you pumps you up and puts you on a pedestal that towers over everyone and everything, you are what they make you sometimes. And it takes you becoming an adult and taking a deep and dark fall till you realize what happened.
So she don't even realize that she fell yet.
I don't think so.
And her parents don't realize what they did yet, and probably never will.
They're very new to things. They don't know what they're doing. They think that this is the right moves for their kid, and they're absolutely incorrect.
All right, well, I'm not an actor, so I'm not going to profess that I have that type of Hollywood experience, because I don't. I ain't never been in front of the camera, even though I think I would do good in front of. You think I would do good in front of the camera, CeCe?
I don't know. I think if you're being if you're being yourself, you would have a lot of fun and people would enjoy you. But I don't know if you can act.
Well, let me put it this way. If I'm being myself, yeah, I would be phenomenal. If I had to act like I like somebody, yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't have those type of skills.
It's funny. I'm having to talk to my daughter about that right now, because she's in acting school and she's working with a couple of people that she's not very fond of. And because her class is so small, she has to work with them. She has to. And I'm like, that's what you're doing, honey. That's your job. If the scene calls for you to love them or act like you like them, you got to do it. That's your job. If you don't like them, oh well. I've worked with some people I couldn't stand. I couldn't stand their dirty drawers. I couldn't stand none about them. But you would never know it.
Dirty drawers. Yo, I think it was your sister last week that said that we're actually funny together. We make a funny team. Let me tell you something. I listened to last week's show, and she's right. She hated her dirty drawers. You know what? But I think that's a skill you have to have, whether you're in the Hollywood, or if you're picking up trash somewhere.
True.
You gotta even listen, especially picking up trash. Let's just go the blue collar route. I didn't work with so many. How can I put this? This is the morning, so I can't go in. This is not like, I'm gonna just say assholes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I can't even put that one on race. I was going to say, you know what? You can't even say that the way, because assholes come in all shapes, sizes, races, and colors. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So let's not just say, oh, white folks are no, because I know some niggers.
To be honest with you, most of the assholes I work with are niggers. I'm sorry. I love my people. I love them, but I don't always like them.
You know who I get along with the most? I notice is my best bosses have been females, especially black females, and I think that has something to do with the way I was raised.
Shoot, I can't get a black female to work with me. That's why I'm so excited about Shelly Sell. I think of all the years I've been working, I got my girl Nisi, I got my girl Thea, I got my girl Larissa. There's this other girl, it starts with a T, that I love. There's some beautiful people, but most women, they are not interested in working with me. And that would be my dream. Why?
You know why?
Why?
Have you looked in the mirror lately?
What does that have to do with anything?
That got everything to do with it. I'm telling you.
Then they just stupid because.
But it was a compliment to you. But have you looked in the mirror lately?
Well, thank you for that. But it's a silly notion that you can't work with somebody because of the way they look. That's like saying, white people don't want to work with black people because they black. It's that dumb. That's as stupid as you can get. As if you're a talented person, you got something to say, you got gifts to share, and they don't want to help you and they don't want to work with you, and you can't help them, that's just stupid.
You'd be surprised. Now, I said I wasn't going to talk about this on the air because it got super, super ugly, but I'm going to say this on the air. And I hope that they're sneaking in and listening. I know one particular person, he's a vulture, he's going to be listening. And I'm going to say this. You might want to cover your ears for this one, CC.
Okay.
Let me tell you something, cuz if you think that you can run circles around this brand, I invite you to do so. But I doubt that you can do it. You fucker, you. Don't ever disrespect me like that again.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was real disrespectful. We'll talk about it off the air, but yeah. So anyway, moving forward, back to what we were talking about. But don't think I forgot about that shit, homie. I ain't forgot about what you said. So if you think you can run circles around this brand, be my guest. I doubt that you will. But anyway, moving forward, back to what we were talking about. Let's give a shout out real quick to one of our homies, you and I, CC.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Joe Storm, what's going on? Joe's at work right now because Joe had to go back to work and earn a living, and I don't blame him. But Joe's a really good dude. Joe is a really good friend of mine, really good friend to the show. He's a friend. He has become a friend of CC, and Joe helps out whenever he can, and that's like my second lieutenant right there.
Love DJ.
So Joe can't make it on Wednesdays too much anymore because he's at work.
I hope though. Did you talk to him about what we talked about?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I did. We're talking about Joe. Joe's always on board. So that's, yeah. We're talking about Joe. Joe is excited to be working with you, period.
Awesome.
So he wants to take, Joe actually told me to let you know that he wants to take some more of your stuff. And he wants to do, see, Joe's more into DJing than I am these days. I'm more into production, Joe's still into the DJ production thing, which is phenomenal. So he wants to take your stuff and remix it, of course. So you're gonna hear you're gonna hear a Baltimore, if you know anything about that Baltimore club sound.
Oh yes.
yeah, you might hear some of your stuff.
Hey.
And I know,
love that.
I know for a fact that Joe did a remix of a young lady, and I'm not going to mention her name either, because, yeah. But Joe did a really, really good remix. She didn't respect his work, but you know that's the way it goes. And I was thinking about Joe when you said, you know, you put out this work out for people, and then they don't give you the accolade, not really the accolades. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. Should I say the respect level that it deserves?
I don't know. I'm not sure what we're talking about here, but I have worked with some people that that just don't give about anybody. Not just me. It's not personal. It's not personal. They just don't care about nobody. They're narcissists, and that's common. That's common.
Speaking of narcissists, we're not going to get too deep into it, but a lot of school systems, including Philadelphia, have decided to have virtual learning at least through the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of narcissists, well, we need to open up. No, we don't. Leave them kids home. Those kids need to stay home. They really, really do. And you have all these gatherings that are going on all over the country where they're having cookouts and swim parties, and the state should not have to come. We're never going to get rid. Look at the Major League Baseball.
1 week couldn't even last a week.
Cece, I swear on everything I love. It's funny, I was talking to Carmen. Hey, Carmen, she's at work, and she actually listened yesterday, so I think she's listening today.
Good morning, Carmen.
Hey, baby, I love you. I hate that mattress we bought, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
Oh my gosh, back to the mattress.
Oh, I hate that goddamn mattress.
I told you, every mattress doesn't work for everybody. That's a whole show.
It's a new it's a new mattress, and I really feel like, I said it this morning when I woke up. I said, babe, this mattress feel like there's no box spring. Like I'm just laying on 2 bricks or some shit.
That's
like,
because there is no box spring.
Right. She made me get rid of the box spring. Well, speaking of niggers from the hood, I need a box spring. But getting back to the baseball, I said this was going to happen. I said this to her this morning. I said, you know what? I said, remember I told you this was going? She's like, yeah, you did. There's no way that you can have professional sports, especially maybe with baseball, basketball, boxing, wrestling, football. I don't know how y'all going to pull that one off with the NFL.
It's too much touching. It's too much touching. It's too much sweat swinging everywhere.
Exactly.
I mean, it's gonna happen. You can't safely do that unless you do like what the Screen Actors Guild are doing, test every single day. But the thing about it is, you know, they're even trying to like keep it so you can't really see anybody while you're working. You can't see anybody but who you working with. It's like y'all a family for that time. Because if you go,
so how are y'all doing that? I've been dying, and you're the only person I know in the industry like that I can call anytime. But how are y'all doing that? Because I keep seeing these movies. Oh, social distancing been put in place while we're filming. How?
They are what we're doing is we literally have to be tested. The actors have to be tested daily, and it's the fast turnaround. So you know right away who has what, if anything. And we are segregated from everyone else. We are kept to ourselves. So like I said, so like we're a family, and then everybody else on the crew got to get tested every 3 days. And they're social distancing amongst each other. So it's very stringent.
Let me ask you a touchy question. How do y'all do love scenes?
Well, I don't know how many love scenes are happening right now, but love scenes are just like any other. You can get the coronavirus with someone sneezing the same way you can get with them kissing or whatever. If you're being tested every day and you know that you don't have it, then you're safe. You know, just like you kissed your loved one, you know, if you don't have it, you don't have it. But the key is testing to know you don't have it.
But y'all have a quick turnaround with the testing.
Yes, they're doing those super expensive tests that are very quick turnaround. It ain't no 2-week wait.
Be paying for that.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's why there aren't that many big movies being shot right now, because they can't afford it.
Burn up the airwaves with that old school.
Y'all better listen up closely.
At WGFB FM The Beach. Not just your basic gold.
The Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams.
Hey, this is Cinda Williams, and you're rocking with my super producer, DJ Kid Disco.
WGFB FM Radio.
So are you ready? Yeah.
How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
For the health and safety of our guests and team members, we're here for you. That means frequently deep cleaning our stores and wiping down carts and baskets after each use, reserving dedicated shopping hours for our most vulnerable guests, providing masks and gloves to our team members, and offering contactless shopping options through the Target app, like Drive Up and same-day delivery. We are here for you now more than ever, and your health and safety is our highest priority. Learn more at target.com/a bullseye view.
New Dunkin' Refreshers. Vibrant fruit flavors like strawberry, dragon fruit, and peach passion fruit. B vitamins and energy from green tea. All under 200 calories. Order ahead via the Dunkin' app for a contactless way to order, pay, and pick up in the drive-thru. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Amazon is hiring near you. Earn a competitive wage and start as soon as 7 days. No resume or experience required. Health and safety are a top priority with all of Amazon's roles and sites. Amazon is taking precautions in their buildings to keep people healthy. Go to amazon.com/apply. That's amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, Shelly Shell Williams, Philly's Oprah, host and executive producer of Single on a Saturday Night. And guess what? I've teamed up with DJ Kid Disco. He is the king of the podcast, and we have Zoom Your Podcast Masterclass. Have you ever wanted to start a podcast, learn how to be a Zoom professional, throw a virtual party? Now is the perfect time to learn all about it in Zoom Your Podcast. Go to ShellyShellWilliams.com or go to Instagram at ShellyShellWilliams or at DJ Kid Disco. DM us. Find out more information. This class is a must-take class. Hey everybody, it's Shelly Shell Williams, Philly's Oprah, executive producer of Urban Expressions, Single on a Saturday Night, but I am a business, social media, and media coach. And if you're looking to show up on social media with a purpose, I have a course for you. Have you been struggling as an entrepreneur trying to figure out how to get people to engage, how to get people to buy, how to get people just to see you on social media? I have just the course for you. Please go to ShellyShellWilliams.com to find out more.
WGFB FM Radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah.
How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365. The Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams.
I'm not convinced. You make you reappear.
That's why I'm not.
And he has to
Yeah, you probably it's probably some security features.
Impressionable. They like these guys with money, but then they have nothing to offer these guys but coochie and sex and all the things that ain't gonna matter. I'm just being honest. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna use myself as a vessel.
I mean, or sleep this many hours, and
Dude, I'm trying to get my life together.
you read that your olive branch is bigger because they come to you and say, "I need a health coach." And then what you do financially, you hire that health coach, you get a percentage off of what's booked through the health, then that's multiple streams of income. And then you walked away sleeping at night because you didn't tell somebody a false a false truth to being in wellness, but you know how to organize. So you focus on organizing people and then bring those youth in and save their lives at a young age. So when they get older, they won't have diabetes and all that stuff. See how they do? And then you find organizations each month, every month in a year has a nonprofit organization, a cancer or something. You find those things and involve the kids with the organization and your professionals, and then everybody's coming to you for help. So now you done developed the whole 12-month situation, and you're making money because you're hiring those people and you're speaking on platforms of somebody who can gather people. Oprah don't know how to do everything she talk about. She should go to people and they write it down and she speaks it out, but they got paid. You don't see though. You just see Oprah. So if you think like that, just think you can't do it all, but you are smart enough to hire other people that are smart in that field, and then you got a whole business right there, a whole nonprofit.
Got you.
So I don't need to talk. Look, I don't need to talk to you then. You got it. So that's what I do. And I don't have to be at a Fortune 500 company to have the skill set. I just need to have the hands-on experience. Even with Shelly, like being an intern at Urban Expressions, I learned so much that I applied to today. And that was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep. If I may testify on that one, if it wasn't for Shelly, I wouldn't be sitting here right now being the podcast king, because Shelly taught me how to do this thing, how to interview. Miss Lee.
Hey, what's up?
You ain't gotta be over there acting like you a distant cousin or something. You family now.
Hey, what's up? This your girl Lily from your favorite girl group SWV, and you are rocking with DJ Kid Disco. Yep. No, I feel like family. Thank you.
You gotta make your own plate and stuff though, darling. We ain't
Dude, I'm trying to get my life together. I'm all excited. I bought a printer today. So my son is over here. If y'all hear me, y'all see me kind of leaning to the left, and my son is on the left, my grandbaby's on the right. So I'm just, multitasking right now.
I thought you was cooking. I'm like, is somebody cooking?
Oh, no, not me. No.
Listen here, I'm a revert back a little bit, and I'm a piggyback off of what Ike was just talking about, because Lily and I have been in
not in love.
No, in business cahoots. In business cahoots.
I don't know. That end got kind of scary.
No, I wouldn't do. My wife will kick. Listen, my wife will kick my ass.
I know, and mine too. I know them Philly women.
Yo, she don't play. But what I'm proud to announce, and Lily gave me the okay to announce this. Lily, first of all, she said, she looked at my work, and I ain't gonna lie, I was, oh God, she don't like my stuff. She said, I love your work. And Lily said, I'm excited to work with you, and I want you to power my podcast.
Right. Yay.
And she said she's willing to promote the Melanated Morning Show.
All right now.
Absolutely.
All right now.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Lily.
Thank you.
Anybody want to sing? Oh, well, never mind. Forget it.
that wasn't one of the businesses you wanted to start.
That definitely ain't one of the businesses.
I said, don't brand that right there.
Right.
Leave that alone.
So Lily, I hear you got
that brand is not you.
You got a book out, and I hear it's a good deep read. Ooh, go ahead. Go ahead, girl. Do your thing. I can't even. Tell us about that book.
Oh my God. Well, the book is called I Regret the Day I Lost My Virginity. You Are Not Your Past. And, you know, I can honestly say it was one of the hardest things I could have ever done. Like, everybody who knows me knows that I'm pretty raw, and I like to just have a good time, and I'm the unfiltered SWV girl. So I'm from the Bronx, New York, so I carry that wherever I go, and it comes out whichever way it comes out. But in saying that, being from the Bronx as a young girl, I went through a lot. I did a lot of things, and some of those things I really wasn't proud of. And so when I transitioned and got into this industry, I'm like, wow, you know, I noticed a lot of celebrities don't really talk about shit. Like, you would think that, you know, their life was just so perfect, and a lot of things, you know, we try to cover, we try to hide, but somebody know your mess. Somebody know what you did, what you've been through. So I say, you know what? It's so many young girls that's struggling right now, that's going the wrong path. And then on Instagram, how these girls are just, you know, impressionable. They like these guys with money, but then they have nothing to offer these guys but coochie and sex and all the things that ain't gonna matter. You know, I'm just being honest, you know? So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna use myself as a vessel to kind of, you know, if I can, just a little bit, if I help two people, then I feel like I've done the right thing. So I use myself, push myself out there, told all my damn business, and hey, we came up with a book, you know? So after the book was written, I have to admit, I was very proud of my effort. This is my first time as an author, and I'm gonna keep going because a lot of people need to be inspired.
Great.
Wow, that sounds good.
Yeah.
So you said something in your book. Well, first of all, you were 17, right? When you had 2 children?
I had 2 kids at 17. I was 15 when I had my daughter. I was 17 when I had this nut over here, my son.
Okay. The brainiac. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
my son's been.
Yes,
my son and my husband. But yeah, I had two kids by the time I was 17. And to be honest, you know, when I tell people that, the first thing they say, oh, you was a hot ass, you was this, you was that. And I'm like, damn, like, why did it have to be like that? Why couldn't it have to be, my circumstance was just so confusing, and I was put in a position that I shouldn't have been in as a teenager. See, people don't know that journey, so they will automatically look at your sin and call you out on it, you know, and make
But you know what? I wouldn't see it. I wouldn't, because I work with young people. That wouldn't have been my first thing. I would have asked you what was going on at home that made you go out and do that. So that would have been my question.
Precisely.
Because I felt as though that something had to be going on.
And that's a great way to look at it. That's the maturity in you, because a lot of people, they just don't do that. But I was living with a guy when I was 15. You know, unfortunately, my dad left when I was 10. And all of this stuff, I'm comfortable talking about it now because it's all in the book any damn way. So my dad left at 10. And when he left, you know, my mom struggled. So we were just getting evicted damn near. If we stayed in an apartment for 2 months straight, we was doing good. But my mom, she worked hard. She really wasn't making a lot of money. And she tried to make ends meet, and it just wouldn't meet. So I was just a floater. I was a kid that would go from my godmother's house to my boyfriend's house in the 1-bedroom, you know, with rodent infested situations. And I was determined to change everyone's perception of me, because people looked at me, they counted me out as a young girl. I was the girl that out of all of my sisters, I was the one that wasn't going to be shit. I was going to have 8 kids and be on welfare. That's how they looked at me. You know, I was the ugly duckling. They always used to compare me to the rest of my sisters and grown-ups. I mean, I'm a young girl, like 12, 13 years old, and they're like, oh, this is the prettiest sister over here. And I heard this stuff, you know? So one thing about me, if anybody know anything about Lily, one of the things about me is that I am so looking forward to you trying to count me out and tell me what the hell I can't do, because I'm going to show you better than I could tell you. And I've done that. I wanted this group so bad, and I can honestly say, and I tell young people this all over the world, I'm like, music changed my life, literally. So I am so adamant about, and I'm an advocate for, you know, just music and the arts just being incorporated in these young kids' lives, because they need something to do besides go out here fucking.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm just being real. Like, it's so easy to lay and play nowadays. I mean, it's all it takes. This right here, the phone. The phone is we call my old pastor used to call it the telephone, and it's so true. You know, now sex is so accessible these days, and hooking up with people, and people are dying. They are dying, and kids are getting trafficked, and it's just bad out here nowadays.
It really is.
It's terrible. It's so terrible.
But I think it was already bad because we have social media. We get to see it.
We can see it now.
Absolutely.
It's more
That's what I was going to say.
It's more exposed now.
The conversation
so I'm
is
like,
being
you know, I talk about all of this stuff when I in my book, man, it'll blow your mind. But I would honestly say that my book is not watered down. So anybody who read it is coming from the place that I was in at that moment. So like I have a chapter in here where I talk about I got jumped. I talk about me being molested by my uncle's wife. I talked about when I got my first apartment, my biggest accomplishment. Everybody think, you know, me being in this great group was my biggest accomplishment, when no, getting my GED was one of my biggest accomplishments.
Right.
You know, so it'll really help you understand who I am and where I come from and where I'm going.
Well, we have to get that book. How much is your book, and where can we get it?
My book is on Amazon, and it's what, $19.99 for the the paperback, and I think the Kindle version is $9.99, I believe.
Oh, I can afford both of them. Okay, I can choose either one. That's two books. That's two books.
I would like to. I would like to give a real quick disclaimer to the people on Facebook, because they heard Lily and I think Ike say the S word a couple times. So let me give this disclaimer. This is After Dark, and this is grown up folks, so we can say all of them words. You're allowed to say fuck, shit, damn, hell, punk, pussy, fat. Can I think of any more?
No. You know, I got a Rolodex.
You cannot say.
Well, what the
no, we can't say that one.
What can we say?
We can say pussy, motherfucker.
Ends with a T.
Oh yeah, you say all my favorite words.
So just in case you were feeling out of place, go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure everybody.
I feel right at home here. Hey.
That's what we were trying to do. Here's a nice big cup of grown folks ignorant for you, for everybody. This is how we do it.
Let me just say this. What is it about grown people what is so bad about? I never understood why people feel some type of way about cussing.
Clearly, they having that boring missionary sex, because a good curse word is punctuation. I don't see why anybody is playing the game.
Put the oof on.
I mean, it's like, if it's good, he could be a ooh motherfucker.
And I felt that one right there. That was good.
It was good. Well, me personally, I don't curse. I just don't curse. I stopped cursing when I had my second son.
Okay.
And they was in the car with me, and I had cursed. And they were oh, mommy, in school you can't say that. So I just stopped doing it. I just stopped doing it. I actually threw any music I had with cursing in it, I threw it out the window while I was driving, and I just stopped. But for me, I just don't do it. I don't care if someone else do it. That's
well, you know what? Please try to send that spirit over to me, because honey,
no, that motherfucker ain't allowed on my porch.
Family,
you leave that shit. You leave that voodoo where you got it at.
Girl, I'm gonna tell you this. I come from a family full of cussing folk. When I tell you, I am so serious. My Aunt Margaret was the best cusser to me. I mean, I was a little kid, 9 years old, just fascinated at this lady's potty mouth. And of course, Millie Jackson is one of my favorite artists of all time. I love how she will curse your ass out.
That's why I love you. See,
ain't that your girl only?
I was going to say that's only girl.
But you know what though? I can do the same thing without cursing. The
Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams. Grown Folks Radio. WGFB-FM Radio.
So are you ready? Yeah.
How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
After these messages. messages. We'll be right back.
For the health and safety of our guests and team members, we're here for you. That means frequently deep cleaning our stores and wiping down carts and baskets after each use, reserving dedicated shopping hours for our most vulnerable guests, providing masks and gloves to our team members, and offering contactless shopping options through the Target app, like Drive Up and same-day delivery. We are here for you now more than ever, and your health and safety is our highest priority. Learn more at target.com/a bullseye view.
New Dunkin' Refreshers. Vibrant fruit flavors like strawberry, dragon fruit, and peach passion fruit. B vitamins and energy from green tea. All under 200 calories. Order ahead via the Dunkin' app for a contactless way to order, pay, and pick up in the drive-thru. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Amazon is hiring near you. Earn a competitive wage and start as soon as 7 days. No resume or experience required. Health and safety are a top priority with all of Amazon's roles and sites. Amazon is taking precautions in their buildings to keep people healthy. Go to amazon.com/apply. That's amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, Shelly Shell Williams, Philly's Oprah, host and executive producer of Single on a Saturday Night. And guess what? I've teamed up with DJ Kid Disco. He is the king of the podcast, and we have Zoom Your Podcast Masterclass. Have you ever wanted to start a podcast, learn how to be a Zoom professional, throw a virtual party? Now is the perfect time to learn all about it in Zoom Your Podcast. Go to ShellyShellWilliams.com or go to Instagram at ShellyShellWilliams or at DJ Kid Disco. DM us. Find out more information. This class is a must-take class. Hey everybody, it's Shelly Shell Williams, Philly's Oprah, executive producer of Urban Expressions, Single on a Saturday Night, but I am a business, social media, and media coach. And if you're looking to show up on social media with a purpose, I have a course for you. Have you been struggling as an entrepreneur trying to figure out how to get people to engage, how to get people to buy, how to get people just to see you on social media? I have just the course for you. Please go to ShellyShellWilliams.com to find out more.
WGFB-FM Radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
Yo, what's good? This is Tracy Lee, and you already know I gets down with the get down, man. Grown Folks Radio all day.
Hi, everybody. This is Cinda Williams, and I am the co-host of the Melanated Morning Show and the host of the PPC Radio Show. And you are listening to Grown Folks Radio.
The Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams.
I'll still be looking in your
Are you single on a Saturday night?
Yep. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You know, might as well start playing the song.
Good. I feel you. So let's talk about. So I had an opportunity to listen to your interview with Stu, who was the boyfriend of Miss Chalet, and they were on the Marriage Boot Camp. And I thought you did an outstanding interview. I love your voice. Your voice is amazing. See, wait till y'all hear it. I'm gonna let you talk. But
oh my God. No, I appreciate that. I was very honored that his rep contacted me to do the interview, you know, and it was a good time. It was a good time. We had to do another one too, as soon as his restaurant opens up, if it actually opens up with everything that's going on right now.
With everything that's going on, yeah. So it's a lot going on right now, you know, but we're still rocking and rolling. But once again, like I said, I appreciate your voice and the way you answers your questions, you know, because not everybody can interview. It's not a thing that everybody can pick up and do. And you know how some people talk more about, they go on their whole life and forget about the person that they're talking to. You did a little bit of you and then threw it back to him so he could talk. So boom to you. Boom. You go. But I want to know more about you. I know you're a rapper or a singer.
I like to call myself an entertainer.
Oh. He said entertainer. Okay. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, I like to call it entertainer because I don't like to be put in a box. You know, technically, if they have to put me in a genre, they'll put me in the hip hop genre. But then I do so many seductive songs with a little harmony behind it. They actually try to put me in the R&B realm, but technically it's hip hop. You know, and other days I made like dance or act or comedy. So I feel like being called an entertainer describes what I do more as a person in this industry.
I like that. The greatest entertainer, you know, like the greatest entertainer alive. She is wet. And so what made you start? I mean, I know you do music, but how did you get into doing your own? Is that a podcast or is it a Facebook Live? Tell me about the platform.
I have a podcast and a radio show. It started actually over 8 years ago when I was being interviewed on someone's show, and they're like, you have such a great personality, you have a great speaking voice, you ever thought about radio? And I was like, duh. And it was like, you know what, we'd love to have you on our platform, you know, get you your own radio show. And ever since then, they gave me the program, they taught me it, and I have my own show within a week, 2 hours long, my own DJ, my own personality, my own program director, and been rocking ever since.
Wow. Incredible. Congratulations to you. All right. So we're going to get more into you, but we want to start with a topic for today. And I believe that we brought up online dating. So I'm going to start off with you to find out, have you ever done online dating? Do you like online dating? What do you think about online dating?
That's kind of funny that you mention that now, because technically I've never done it. But in the last week or so, I actually signed up to be funny.
Oh!
I haven't even told nobody that this is awkward, and a lot of people are tuning in on my watch party right now, so this is very awkward.
Tell them then. Tell them.
You dry snitching on yourself live?
Huh?
You dry snitching on yourself live?
Pretty much, but only for Shelly. I wouldn't do it for you, but I'll do it for Shelly.
Oh, wow.
No, that's because as an entertainer... Yeah, as an entertainer, I'm always traveling. So I'm always meeting guys like on the regular. So I'm never wanted to go online because I see people all the time. It was never a need for me, you know. And then being out here in Indiana, fresh me, I'm like, I don't know anybody out here. And I'm like, how would I get to know them if we're all grounded? And I was like, you know what? So I was like, why don't you just join a dating app? Like, I don't want to join a dating app. I was like, you know what? Let's have some fun. Let's do that Facebook app. The new one they started.
You did that?
I did that a couple of weeks ago. And I'm like, so what do I write? Because technically I'm not really looking for someone up here. I want to more network. I said, let's just put some pictures up, put a little caption, and just see what happens. Next thing you know, I got like hundreds of likes, inboxes. It was crazy. and I'm weeding them out. And then actually one of them called my
Wait a minute. Ho. Back up. 20 seconds time out. There's a dating app on Facebook now?
Oh, that's because you married that you don't know about that.
No, I didn't know about that.
That's that marriage.
So left out for being married.
Look, I tried to go on there and do some snooping and accidentally opened up an account, and I was trying to close it because I'm not looking.
You know what? Maybe it's a good thing I don't know about it, because if I known about it, I probably would be sleeping in the basement right now.
Nah, don't go on it. I'm not going on it. I mean, I ain't looking for nobody. But.
Maybe if you're listening, I know nothing about this. This is the first I heard of it.
Me too.
So you gonna try the internet?
Listen, for my clients, I have to do research.
Yeah, right. You gotta do research on the Facebook app.
No. I was doing research on a person. I'm counseling a couple, and there was a question about a page. So she thought it was her husband's page, or it was him. So I was trying to go see. I think she's a little erotic. I mean, not erotic.
Neurotic.
Neurotic.
I was going to say, what's a little erotic? That's like a little
I'm sorry. I'm home having fun. Got my drink on, but you know what I'm saying.
Get your drink on. We home.
But anyway, Facebook has a way. I just wanted to look and see because I just wanted to calm her fears, and it made me set up an account. And I wanted to delete the account and didn't want to delete the account. It took like a day. Like, really?
So, T-Quest, I have a question for you.
Yes.
You started online dating, right? Or you started this app. Do you tell people? Do you tell guys up front that you're an entertainer? Do you feel as though that draws them a little bit more, or it makes you more cautious? I
didn't want to put it up there at first because I'm trying to be normal for once. I've never been normal, but then at the same time, I don't want to lie to them. So I'm like I let them know what I do. So I only put a little bit. I didn't put everything. I just told them I was a personality and called it a day. You know. And,
what do you call normal?
I was going to challenge you on that. Like,
what's normal?
Like an oxymoron, unless you're wearing a mask or something. Being an entertainer and being normal, they just don't.
They don't go together.
There you go.
Because
I know that was the worst part. When one of them actually called me, I was like, "Let me not talk about music, entertainment, nothing," and I had absolutely nothing to say to him.
But see, that's the thing. As an entertainer,
Ellie, we just talked about that. Who you married to?
So that's what you married to. You married to your entertainment. That's all.
Yeah, but I'm trying to, you know.
Wasn't that last week's topic? Oh my goodness.
Huh?
I said, basically, I just had this conversation with Shelly, you know, being a female and her dating and being an entertainer. And really what she's married to is her career. And so, but she still wants to see people. But it's okay, but they have to realize that, you know, I'm a brand and that comes first. And anything else is an addition to an extra. So when you say that I just want to be normal and be an entertainer, I'm going to tell you real quick, the sooner you accept that you are not normal, because you are different, you have been chosen, pulled out, accept it, then you can move on and maybe, you know, start dating a little bit. But, you know, you into you first.
No, you're absolutely right. And then I realized I don't really make that much time to just hang out with guys and stuff because before this whole pandemic, I was on the road and traveling a lot. But I realized it would take a real alpha male to snatch my attention. So if they're not on a certain level, then I'm not gonna really pay them much mind.
Okay, expand. Wait a minute. You're not gonna talk over.
Okay, that sounds like a challenge to me. Right. That sounds like
challenge.
Alpha males out there.
You mean a real alpha male? What do you?
I was looking. I mean, your DM now. What did you say?
What does that mean, real alpha male? Like,
meaning, like, if I'm so focused on my work, you have to be a certain type of man to actually catch my attention. Maybe like, you know what? Let me put this to the side and relax for a moment. I'm not doing that for everybody.
Right.
Because time is not worth it. You know, time is precious and you got to be very particular to who you spend your time with.
Yes.
You know? So if I don't feel like they're really worth it and I feel like maybe we could just hang out but not really see something real, then most likely I'm not going to put the time aside to even entertain it.
So do you find it hard to find guys who have that mindset where they realize that 80% of your life is dedicated to you're married to your career, you're married to your job? So
well, a lot of them can't even handle it. You know, a lot of them are very insecure. And to be in this business, you have to be with someone who's secure within themselves and going to be secure within your relationship.
So do you think it would be better for you to deal with someone in the business? Because outside of the business?
No, because a lot of them are insecure too. I've tried to have dates with comedians, artists, promoters, DJs, strippers, anybody in the entertainment industry, and a lot of them.
Oh, you done dated a stripper? We're gonna go back to that one. Go ahead.
No, it's really not about that. It's all about the person's on the clock and off the clock. You know, but
So what was it like dating a stripper, huh? Tell it then.
I would say it was very entertaining.
I'll be coming home quickly.
It's very entertaining, but that's like any other field in the industry. You're always going to be busy. You're going to be doing your gigs, and they're going to be doing their gigs, and then they're going to have women around them, and you're going to have guys around you. So it's really no difference in any other part of the industry.
Mm-hmm. I never wanted to date a celebrity. I mean, not that I'm insecure, but I want them to. I feel like I want someone to help me. So if you already doing your career, you're not going to be able to help me because we need help. As people in the business, we need help. So if you chasing your career and I'm chasing my career, I'm not going to have help. I need somebody to help me with my events and things like that. So I feel like, I don't want an entertainer.
Yeah. But you never know who you're going to fall in love with. You never know who's going to catch your attention. That's the interesting part about life. You may want an average Joe, but then you may get Joe the entertainer. So
if you get Joe the plumber, though.
Exactly.
That's my question. Would you deal with Joe the plumber? I'm just playing.
I would deal with Joe the plumber, but I wouldn't deal with. It's the hobosexual. No, I'm just playing.
No. We're not going to do that. You already put it out there. It's in the atmosphere now. What the hell is a hobosexual?
Oh yeah, he don't know. He in Indiana.
I have no idea.
Oh no, he's here. T Quest is in Indiana. I want to find out what made you move to Indiana. But hobosexual is a person, whether boy or girl, man or woman, who decides they want to love you like nobody's business because they have no place to live, and they hobosexual. They get to know you. They say I love you, and they make it seem like you the best Thanksgiving sliced bread. And then they move up into your crib, and that is the hobosexual. The main
came up with this hobosexual.
The main goal
if you have a house, that's your type.
In other words, a broke ass.
If you have a house, I'm eating you out.
Yo, I'm trying to be nice on this show because Shelly's here. I almost went into ignorance.
You did. You almost all the way went in there. Yeah, I saw you.
So basically, you talking about a broke ass.
He may not be broke, but he may not have a place to live.
Then he broke.
No. Sometimes they're in between jobs, or they're in between homes, and they're in between. I was about to say bees. They're in between other women. The reason why I brought that one up, the whole hobosexual thing, is at one point I had a hobosexual, and then I realized this hobosexual just goes from person to person. So my thought was, do you think we should be exposing this person as opposed to allowing him to keep going from person to person to person? Like, I watching him doing it. He went from one to the other, and each one he's destroying them. He's manipulating them, and he goes from person to person because he got some kind of rap that make you feel like, let this hobosexual in.
Well, I guess we gotta come up with a vaccine like the virus.
See, Quest, have you ever dealt with a hobosexual?
No, can't even.
Right, I'm over here dying.
So no. A lot of them haven't even made it to that level.
No, I never made it to that level. Never met that one that just be like, hey, boo, I love you. You are the sun, the moon, the stars, and the mountain. Can I be a part of that mountain? Can I get up on top of that mountain? And, I want to be with you forever. Just let me move in.
You can come to a show. You can come to a show and tune in, but other than that, like, I'm okay. I can kind of sense those type out anyway. So, and like I said, a lot of them don't even make it past dating phase to even get to that level of moving in.
So do you feel like guys try to get next to you or get close to you because of who you are and because of you being in the business, and they're using that as You know.
That's a given. How about you, T-Quest? That's a given.
I mean, some of them, yes, but a lot of them is because I do have a lot of great qualities, and there's a lot of women out here that's been stressing them. So when you find someone who's like calm, cool, and collective, it's like a breath of fresh air for them. So they be like, "Oh, yes, you're the one." I'm like, "No, I'm not." So, but I'm like,
realize when someone is an entertainer, they naturally exude that, you know, look at me, I'm special. Like they just show up. So again, when she talked about that alpha male, you know, they're gonna wanna, you know, go over there and conquer. So
now, can y'all ladies help me and Matthew out, because we're sitting here so lost.
Okay, well, Matthew has tried. If we want to go back to online dating, Matthew has tried online dating, and he's tried it recently. So tell him about it, Matthew. Tell us about your experience with online dating recently.
From the male perspective.
Yes. Tell me about it, because I know some stuff.
Now, I'm
all right, I was trying to get away.
You better talk about snag a job. I mean, plenty of.
You say snag a job? What website is that?
That's a job site. There's plenty of fish.
Plenty of fish is a job site.
Boom.
Snag a job. So we gonna put that with dating. Snag a date.
That's what I'm saying. If I hear plenty of fish, it make me feel like snag a job, snagging. Like if I was real crude, I'm like snagging. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I thought about as soon as you said it. I'm sorry. Like.
That's what I thought. That's why I said snag a job. So, but Matthew has tried plenty of fish. Talk about it, Matthew.
Oh, talk about it. I could show you. This is my profile on there. Memorably. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, you put up your little. Now let me see.
Kind of look like you in jail, but okay. Kind of look like you making for the future, but okay. Look like you're gonna get paroled. You try to find.
Well, this is my hairstyle. This is my Corona hairstyle.
Oh, wow.
What is that? A hat? Braids part?
No.
Shaved his head.
His bald spots I shaved into my scalp.
Because everybody got to cut their own hair.
Well, I think he did that on purpose.
That had to be on purpose. That was not an accident.
I was going for the Adidas 3 stripes, but it didn't work out, so
So you got to pay with 4 stripes.
Set himself apart.
Did you find it? Let me ask you something, Matthew. When you first jumped in there, right?
Jumped in there, huh?
Did you? Well, however you want to put it.
You can't ease your way into that.
I mean, did you find it like frustrating because there was so many people out there who? This is the way I saw it, because I've been on Plenty of Fish, and I'll talk about it in a minute. Oh yeah, I'm going to talk about that because I'm going to reveal something that none of y'all don't know.
Ooh.
But anyway, yeah. When you first get on there, you find yourself with a lot of people just got nothing better to do. They just farting around. Then you find the ones who are on every dating site possible. They got a profile ever. I'm like, damn, you really make the rounds. Then you got the ones that want to take 2 years.
That was me. I started putting myself on a lot of different sites.
But then you have the ones who are professional catfishers. That's all they do is catfish all day long, and ain't nobody got time for that.
I found that out because I made the mistake of going live stream one day, and I said cooking catfish because like I was making lunch for myself, and a bunch of people popped on my site because I guess that means something else, but I didn't know.
Have you ever been catfished? But before let's go back to. Would you finish with your point? 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 With your point?
The Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams. WGFB-FM radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
He produced the song and we sang the song, so I really love it. It's one of those songs that just sticks with me. How you doing, Shelly?
I am doing fabulous. I'm excited to be here. You know, it's a great time. You know, I'm just happy.
You look good.
Because it's PPC. PPC.
Yes. So I'm excited because today we're going to introduce a member of our team, of our families, his friend. He goes by CJ Julianas, aka Craig Engel, and he is a friend of mine that has been a true help to me in many ways. He's very creative mind, wonderful director, and actor himself, but he's also a financial whiz. Okay, he's been dealing with finances and helping people with finances for the last 10 years. For the last 8 years, he has traveled from coast to coast, teaching the essentials of personal finance, from how to invest, behavioral finance, and how to handle a mortgage, to Social Security, estate planning, how to create real, enduring wealth. He has done so much. I'm not going to say more about him because I'm going to let you meet him and let him tell us more about himself. He is going to be a crucial part of our show because this is a self-help platform, meaning helping our mind, body, soul. But I don't know about you, but I need to learn about how to help myself financially also, especially us folks of color. We weren't taught certain things. Some of us were, but a lot of us, including me, were not taught about these things. And I don't think it's ever too late to start. So DJ Kid Disco, who is in the black, thanks to DJ Kid Disco for production. Can you please bring on Craig Engel, aka CJ Leons? CJ?
Hey, yo.
Hi. Hi, welcome everyone. This is CJ Julianas, aka Craig Engel. And does that right? Is that how you say it? Craig Engel?
Craig Engel, yep, that's
yeah,
fine.
Engel, yeah.
Engel, it means angel in German. It also means young prince. But I go by Craig J. Engel. I use my middle initial just to make me sound like I might know what I'm talking about.
Well, please, I've told everyone that you're going to be a crucial part of our show. We really, along with self-help, we also have to help ourselves financially in this world. And you are our resident therapist, financial therapist.
Great.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, your history, because I think it helps the audience to know who they're talking about. Were you always rich? Did you know about money? Who are you?
Okay, well, I'd be happy to share everything that I possibly can with you. You know, it's really interesting how I came into the financial business because, you know, statistics show that we're living a lot longer these days and we're going to have a lot of different careers in our lives. And this is literally, I'm 61 years old now, and this is literally probably my fourth major career that I've had in my life. I have a military background. I spent 14 years in the Navy as a member of the Naval Special Forces mostly. I had a long time career as a marketing and PR person. I had my own boutique agency. So I'm very familiar with what it is to have a small business and to be self-employed, which I did for a long time. I've also been a creative in my life, as you know, directed and produced live theater for decades. And now I am a part-time movie maker making feature films. And I've been doing the financial business since 2012 as a financial advisor. And initially what I did is I traveled all around the country as a financial educator for my employer, a gentleman named Rick Edelman, who's a very, very highly respected name in the financial business. So I taught basics of personal finance to thousands and thousands and thousands of people over the years from coast to coast. And all of my advice that I give is based on a fiduciary standard, meaning everything that I say is going to be in the best interest of anybody that I talk to. I've always felt that if I give education to folks and I give them the options that they need on how to make their lives better financially, that if they do fine, I'll do fine. And that's the attitude that I go with everything that I do. And I'm really excited to be talking to your listeners about their financial situations and how they can better their lives. Because frankly, a lot of freedom that we can have in this life comes from financial freedom. And while it's true that money doesn't buy happiness, what having a little bit of money does, it allows you to have better problems. And that's what we really want to look at, is what do we do to change our lives and create situations where what we do is literally in our best interest, our family's best interest. But how do you go about that? So I can help anybody who calls into the show or wants to ask questions with my insights and expertise. Like I said, I've been doing this now since 2012, and I actually love it. I actually love setting people on the right track to financial security and financial freedom. Does that sum it up?
Yeah, that's great. Hey, Shelly, you got any questions for him?
I sure do. I'm like, all right, look, can I get my turn? Like, I'm ready. I'm jumping in. Listen, I have a bunch of questions, but I want to start with the first question. I was speaking to someone the other day, and I mentioned that if I ever got another house, I would rather keep this house. And I wanted to take the home. Is it home equity, or is it best to get a home equity loan or refinance? And someone said, no, you never do that. Don't do home equity. Don't do this. So I want you to tell me, because, those wannabes out there that think they know stuff, I'd rather talk to you.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. I actually have an entire philosophy on how to handle homeownership. And honestly, handling homeownership, you're taking notes.
Yes, I'm getting my notes. I'm serious. This is a serious question. I've really been pondering this home equity thing.
It truly is. Now, you know what's really interesting, and this is for you and your listeners. Handling a mortgage the right way is one of the best ways for the average person to accumulate wealth in their life. But it's really incumbent on the mortgage holder or the homeowner to do things the right way. Because if you make a mistake with it, it can cost you dearly. So when we talk about financial planning, it's not just about how do you grow your money over time. It's not always about how do you handle your investments, but it's a complete holistic approach to what you're doing. So one of the big things that we all need to think about when it comes to finance is flexibility, right? What if something happens to us and we're no longer able to work, or we're out of work for a period of time for reasons, COVID, losing a job, being downsized, whatever it is. We want to have the flexibility in our finances to be able to weather those storms. I always say financial planning isn't about the good times. Financial planning is about planning ahead for the inevitable bad times. So let's talk about a mortgage for a second, because this is a really interesting conversation. I handled my mortgage incorrectly before I got into the financial business. When I was in business for myself, I was working so hard at my career that I oftentimes didn't pay attention to my finances. And it's really backwards, because when you think about your finances, literally your whole life revolves around it. But most people spend more time planning their vacation to Disney than they spend planning for their retirement or for their goal setting. And that we have to change that. That's backwards for literally everybody. So when it comes to handling your house, is your house paid off?
No, I wish it was, but
Okay.
no.
Do you have a 30-year mortgage or a 15-year mortgage?
30-year mortgage.
Okay. Do you ever send in extra money every month to pay it off early?
No. Matter of fact, I've had to put stuff on the back end many times as an entrepreneur. I've had to say I don't have it, and they've had to put money on the back end. Like, all right, we'll give you a break and we'll put it on the back. We'll give you a break and put it on the back. Just like COVID, they gave me a break, and they didn't say you don't have to pay it. We'll put it on the back.
Gets delayed. It just gets delayed. That's all.
Yeah, it's just delay of a whole lot of money.
Exactly. What is your interest rate on your house?
4%.
Okay. So when you start paying your mortgage again, and once you start paying it consistently, there are interest rates out there that are about 2.25%. And if you're able to refinance your house at 2.25% versus 4%, that would be hundreds of dollars a month that you can save. So that is something to consider. If you're on a forbearance plan with your mortgage right now, they're not going to allow you to refinance. But once you start paying on it again consistently, I think with my bank, if you pay 3 months after your forbearance on time, they will talk to you about doing a refinance. And the last time I refinanced my own house, the house that I'm doing this podcast in, I went from about 4% down to 3%, and it saved me $350 a month by saving 1%. So in your situation, depending on what you owe on your mortgage, saving 2% could result in an enormous amount of money. And then when you get that money in savings that you're just giving to the bank anyway, you're just giving it away, really, in the form of interest. If you get to keep that money, there's all kinds of things that you can do with that money. You can establish a rainy day fund for yourself, which everybody needs. You know, the roof start leaking, you don't have to put it on a credit card. You've got the money saved to do it, right? These are all really important things. If you don't have an IRA going or a SEP IRA where you're saving for retirement, the money that you just saved on your mortgage, that put it right into your retirement savings. That's money you never had anyway. So if you put it into retirement for your future, it's not like you're not going to miss it. You never had it to begin with. You were paying it in the form of interest. So let's talk a little bit about why it's so important to have a 30-year mortgage on your house. We want everybody in the house that you live in to have a 30-year mortgage. Now, why is that? Can anybody answer? Come on, take a swag at it. Anybody know what a swag is?
No.
Scientific wild ass guess. Take a swag at why everybody who lives in a home lives in the home that they live in should have a 30-year mortgage.
To spread the money, to spread the payments out, to pay less per month.
Ding, 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 ding. That is one of them, right? Because first of all, if you have a 15-year mortgage, let's call it a 15-year mortgage on $225,000 at 4%. You're going to be paying probably about $2,400 a month. You take that same amount of money and you put it over a 30-year mortgage, your mortgage payment might be $1,700 a month. Is that a lot of money, folks?
Mm-hmm.
The difference?
What's the difference?
The difference is a lot of money, right? Mm-hmm. Would you rather be locked in and obligated to pay $2,400 a month or $1,700 a month?
$1,700.
Right. That's a no-brainer, right? So just for everybody who's listening, be like a lawyer. Always know the answer to the question before you ask it. So I already knew what you were going to say. You'd rather pay $1,700 a month than $2,400 a month. Why? Because it gives you flexibility, right? If you lost your job, you definitely would be rather paying $2,000 or $1,700 a month over $2,400 a month, or you'd rather be paying $1,000 a month instead of $1,500 a month. It's all about financial flexibility. Now, here's another thing with having a mortgage on your house that's very important. What is the last big tax write-off that's available to people like us?
The house, right?
Your house. Why? You know, okay, because you get to write off the interest.
Right.
You pay to the mortgage company. It's the last big interest deduction that's available on your income tax return. A few decades ago, you used to be able to deduct interest on your credit cards and on your automobile. They took all that away.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that's left for taxpayers to get a big write-off is your interest that you pay on your mortgage. Now, today's rules are any house that you own under $750,000, if your mortgage is under $750,000, you can write off all that interest. So, for instance, if you pay $10,000 in interest on your home and you're in the 20% tax bracket, well, guess what? You get to deduct $2,000 of that right off the top that you don't pay taxes on. Is that huge? Yes, it is. It absolutely is. So by not paying the interest on those taxes, that's another $2,000 that you can have in your budget to pay off debts, to start investing, to start putting into your 401k plan, your IRA, your SEP IRA, whatever it is, and create wealth for yourself in the future. The great equalizer that we all have is creating some sort of nest egg for ourselves so we can take care of ourselves and live the life that we want in the future. This is something we all have to be very, very cognizant of. Now, there's one more big point I want to make. This is huge. We want everybody to have a 30-year mortgage, but we want you to handle it like you have a 15-year mortgage. Here's the difference. Instead of sending all of that money to the bank in the form of a mortgage payment, what we want you to do is pay your mortgage at the 30-year rate, but take the difference of money that you save and invest it. Let's call the difference like we talked about before. 15-year mortgage on a $225,000 house at 4%, your payment's probably going to be around $2,300, $2,400 a month. If you can reduce it to 2.25%, your mortgage payment might be $1,500 or $1,600 a month. So there's a several $100 difference there. Instead of taking those several $100 and giving it to the bank so you don't have control over it anymore, you keep it and control it. What does that do for you? It does two things. If you take that money and you invest it and you get a very conservative rate of return over a 15-year period, averaging 7%, we're being very conservative. On a historic basis, the S&P and the Dow and most investments return on average about 9 to 10% a year. So if we're saying 7%, we're being fairly conservative. If you're able to save $500 a month, that's $6,000 a year, plus the 7% that you make. After 15 years, you could pay off that house and have money left over. Plus, it gives you the added benefit of what happens if I fall down and I hurt my back and I can't work and I don't have any income. Well, you've got all that money saved up now. And what does that offer you? Flexibility, right? You are not worried that you can't feed yourself, clothe yourself, put a roof over your head because you've got all of that money saved and you've got it invested the right way. So this is how having a 30-year mortgage helps create wealth for the average investor while also creating flexibility in case you need it. That's financial planning in a nutshell. You're planning, you're taking advantage of the good times, but you're planning for the inevitable bad times. Does that make sense? Yeah. So when it comes to refinancing a house, There's reasons to finance and there's reasons to not finance. So what are you talking about when you said you were talking to somebody about refinancing a house or doing whatever?
Well, I was doing refinances versus home equity, because I wanted to know whether I should take out the equity now because I need money. Plain and simple. We're in a time that we need money, so I wanted to know if I should do the home equity or the refinance, because if I do the home equity, then I can get a bulk of money, right? Right? No.
Well, it really depends on your financial situation, right? Because banks, like anybody else, they look at risk. They want to make sure they can get their money paid back, right? So just because you apply for a home equity line of credit or try to do a refi, you're probably not going to be able to do it if you're on a forbearance plan. Right? So that's an issue right there. Banks are in the business of having their money paid back with interest, and they want to make sure that they have a good risk when they are making a loan to somebody. Now, in your situation, I'd have to look at everything going on in your financial life. But once you make your mortgage payments again, and you're able to refinance, you might want to refinance at the current value of your house and take out the equity at a very low interest rate, because honestly, today's interest rates, if you get interest at 2.25%, that's almost free money. It really is. So depending on what your debts are, and I don't know, but if you've got a lot of high interest credit card debt, or well, this is for all your listeners. If you've got high credit card debt, you want to get rid of it, because you're basically throwing money away, right? So many credit cards, they charge 15, 20, 25% interest. And if you're carrying a huge balance, you're not paying down that balance, you're paying the interest first. So you want to get that stuff taken care of. But if you want to refinance your house when you are back on your feet and you're making those payments again, and you want to take out you could take out some equity of that house. Let's say your house is, let's say you owe $150,000 on your house, just as a hypothetical. But your house is now worth $250,000. Well, you could refinance at $200,000, keep some equity in your house, but also take some money out to do what you need to do. And if you get a lower interest rate, chances are your payment might even be a wash, where it's not really costing you a lot extra. So these are all things to look at when you, like I said earlier, a holistic view where you look at all of the aspects of your financial planning and what you're doing. You're going to do stuff. People do stuff wrong. People think they're doing it right, but they're really doing it wrong because they don't know any better. And looking at everything, how all the parts need to do this. They all need to fit together. You can't plan this thing absent of this thing. They all are interconnected. So for instance, I was talking to somebody once. I was doing a financial education seminar, and she said, I've got $5,000 saved in my anything fund. I've got a rainy day fund for money that I've got, in case I need to put a new transmission in my car, or that water heater goes out or whatever. But I also have a play fund. And I was like, oh, a play fund. What do you do with a play fund? Well, I take that money and, I see things in the stock market maybe I want to buy and, speculate a little bit. I've got play money. And I was like, oh, that's nice. How much credit card debt are you carrying? She goes, I'm carrying about $10,000 in credit card debt. I was like, why? Why are you doing that? You've got $5,000 to play with. Pay off your credit card if you can. Well, she goes, but then I won't have that money anymore. I go, it's already not your money. It's not your money. That money belongs to the credit card company because you're sending them interest payments every month. That's just pure profit that goes into their pocket. Would you rather keep that money, or would you rather give it away?
Exactly.
And be a lawyer again, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what? You have given us a lot to think about. We're going to have many, many, many more of these conversations, hopefully, because I know there's someone listening, or someone that will be listening to this archive, that's going to learn from this and help them make some decisions. You're going to stay with us throughout the show. And then after the break, we're going to get into our theme of today, which is Get Back Up. Shelly and I are going to talk, and Craig is going to join us. And I think even DJ Joe Storm is going to join us for this conversation about this. We have to get back up when things knock us down. That's what our theme is. So Craig, I think right now, why don't you give the audience that's listening your information before we go to break, so they know how to contact you if they need any help.
Well, I would love to hear from your guests. So my name is Craig J. Engel, E-N-G-E-L. You can call me anytime on my cell phone. I'll take anybody's call that's related to the show. If I don't pick up, leave a message, obviously. I'm at 219-333-1460. Again, that's 219-333-1460. And I am a regional personal financial specialist with Allstate. I handle all of Northwest Indiana and Chicago and Arizona as well. And you can reach me on my business email at Craig Engel, CraigEngel, at allstate.com.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Let's go to break. We'll see you guys after.
Okay. Thank you.
WGFB-FM radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Are we allowed to talk during the break?
Yeah, you know, because we're still live on Facebook.
We're still live, so. Just as long as it. Hi, everybody. This is Cinda Williams, and I am the co-host of the Melanated Morning Show and the host of the PPC Radio Show. And you are listening to Grown Folks Radio. Radio.
WGFB-FM radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
For the health and safety of our guests and team members, we're here for you. That means frequently deep cleaning our stores and wiping down carts and baskets after each use, reserving dedicated shopping hours for our most vulnerable guests, providing masks and gloves to our team members, and offering contactless shopping options through the Target app, like Drive Up and same-day delivery. We are here for you now more than ever, and your health and safety is our highest priority. Learn more at target.com/a bullseye-view.
New Dunkin' Refreshers. Vibrant fruit flavors like strawberry, dragon fruit, and peach passion fruit. B vitamins and energy from green tea. All under 200 calories. Order ahead via the Dunkin' app for a contactless way to order, pay, and pick up in the drive-thru. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Amazon is hiring near you. Earn a competitive wage and start as soon as 7 days. No resume or experience required. Health and safety are a top priority with all of Amazon's roles and sites. Amazon is taking precautions in their buildings to keep people healthy. Go to Amazon.com/apply. That's Amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, Shelly Shell Williams, Philly's Oprah, host and executive producer of Single on a Saturday Night. And guess what? I've teamed up with DJ Kid Disco. He is the king of the podcast, and we have Zoom Your Podcast Masterclass. Have you ever wanted to start a podcast, learn how to be a Zoom professional, throw a virtual party? Now is the perfect time to learn all about it in Zoom Your Podcast. Go to ShellyShellWilliams.com or go to Instagram at ShellyShellWilliams or at DJ Kid Disco. DM us. Find out more information. This class is a must-take class. Hey everybody, it's Shelly Shell Williams, Philly's Oprah, executive producer of Urban Expressions, Single on a Saturday Night, but I am a business, social media, and media coach. And if you're looking to show up on social media with a purpose, I have a course for you. Have you been struggling as an entrepreneur, trying to figure out how to get people to engage, how to get people to buy, how to get people just to see you on social media? I have just the course for you. Please go to ShellyShellWilliams.com to find out more.
WGFB-FM radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
Yo, what's good? This is Tracy Lee, and you already know I gets down with the get down, man. Grown Folks Radio all day.
Hi, everybody. This is Cinda Williams, and I am the co-host of the Melanated Morning Show and the host of the PPC Radio Show. And you are listening to Grown Folks Radio. It's a blessing, but I know rising up from personal trauma can be even more difficult than any kind of fall in a career. Because I mean, you could be a billionaire, own tons of stuff, and be miserable in your personal life.
I'm thinking of one person who could be that.
Exactly. Exactly. You can.
Who could that be?
I don't know. But we have a perfect illustration. Multiple illustrations. Our president is only one. You know, there are many.
I wasn't talking about the president. I was talking about me.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I assumed.
President? Do we even have one of those? Come on.
Yeah, but I think sometimes it's more difficult, no matter, how things on the exterior look, to rise back up when you have a fall of something else. It's nothing harder, I think, than when life shows you that things are not always as you thought they were. I had an experience, and I've written about it recently. It's going to be in a new book coming out in the spring. I'll share it when it's time. Yes, I'm in an anthology. But I had an experience where I fell. Boy, oh boy, did I fall. And I had always been the one in my family to always be okay. I was always okay. I was the oldest. If there were fights and arguments, I was the mediator. I was the sane one. I could talk to people without ruffling their feathers and maybe, be a benefit to them. I could talk to them. I could love them if they needed help, with my finances, which was part of my downfall with my finances. I gave my money to my family and friends, whoever needed it, instead of investing it into myself, which could have helped them more. I just didn't know. And I was the good one. I was the smart one. I mean, we all were great in our ways, but I was the one that everyone could count on for the drama to not ever get too crazy. Well, the drama got crazy, okay? The way that my close family and friends looked at me and went away because of this experience that I had, because of this constant striving for perfection and doing the right thing and being the nice one. And my brothers used to call me Miss Perfect. I did try to be Miss Perfect. Always, I hear stories about what kids did when they were teenagers and with their, I didn't do none of that. I tried my best to be the perfect child. And it was so much pressure. So that when the stress and physical issues and all this kind of stuff built to the perfect storm, and I fell apart, no one knew what to do. No one knew how to look at me. No one knew they didn't know me because I'd always been the stable one. And the fall was not the fact that I ended up in a hospital and without work and losing my daughter. None of that was what tore me down the most, but was the fact that I felt like those that I loved and would always have my back didn't, because they just didn't know what to do with this version of me. And it took, first of all, realizing that sometimes God helps you through strangers. Sometimes the encouragement comes from a song and not from your mom or your dad or whoever else. But what's more important is what's happening on the inside of you. Who you are on the inside, that matters. Do you love yourself? Do you realize that you're not perfect and that's okay? You are perfect as you are. You don't have to try so hard. So even though those people that I thought would be there weren't, the person that needed to be was me. I needed to be strong.
I ask you a question, Cynthia. How did you discover all that? How did you discover self-love? How did you go about bringing that to the fore in your life so you could start making changes? Because I think the human experience is that we all find ourselves in a hole looking out, trying to find the exit, and we can't. But how did you find the exit? Did you seek external help, or was it all from inside of you?
No, I definitely had external help. Not just, therapy, which I'm so excited after the break, we'll have Nikki Phelps, who I'll allow Shelly to introduce before, she comes on. I had therapy, but I also had books that I was reading, and I listened to speakers, and I listened to books, and I had a few friends, and you were one of them, Craig, who was there for me, that could see me for who I was at the spirit level, instead of how I may have looked to the outside world or to those that were too close. So you could help me have a reflection of myself that was okay. And so I did the inner work. I prayed, I meditated, I listened, but I also had gifts of people, strangers to me, people I didn't know that well, who were there and reminded me who I was when it comes to the fact that in spite of anything that happened, I was still a good person, and they loved me. And
so what you're saying is this. Mm-hmm. What you're saying to all of your listeners is that if you've got to participate in your own redemption.
Got to. No one can fix another person, in my opinion.
Exactly.
No one could fix me. I had to make the decision, first of all, that there was something to fix and understand that and see it, and then actively work on myself, but not with shame or blame or being mean to myself or talking down on myself, but being gentle, being the opposite of that, giving myself a break, truly understanding that I'm okay exactly where I am, and that there is hope and light in my future and in my now if I just am quiet and can open myself up to the reality. Because I think that's the issue with so many folks is they looked on the news and they look at the world around them and they see this darkness because unfortunately that's better for ratings. But the truth is, when I look out my window, I see these two little boys playing football and they're having a good time and they're laughing together. Or I see my daughter as she takes a nap and I see the peace on her face. And all those things, that is beautiful. That is not that ugly out there. And even if you look out there, you'll see a light that shines so bright. And that's why we can see all the ugly, right?
You made a really good point about therapy. So you sought outside help, but you also sought internal help. So you went to see a therapist to help